Information on the group was passed via Sending Stone to Urdu, Guy's ward, and she was able to assist in explaining the magic amulet controlling the Ghoul Lord, but couldn't offer further assistance without being physically present. That night, the party experienced strange dreams and struggled to communicate them to one another come morning. Those who had not already found and read them discovered new notes in their packs in handwriting they did not recognize. As you walk along to Maleka, you encountered an enchanted toucan-like bird known as an echo, or an eco, who had been sent to them with a message or 8. They now know that they and their mission are a matter of interest and perhaps import to both the witches of Makator Isle as well as the druids to the west of the city of Avikro. When last we left the party, you were continuing along the path north. Yes, struggled in the sense of it didn't go over super well. The reactions were strong.
It probably is fatal. It's not temporary HP. It's an HP maximum increase, and it's probably faded by now. Honestly, the only reason I do it is because I have no 5th level spells. I just have 5th level slots, and that's the.
Yep. I didn't know if you were recasting it for the morning.
Yeah, is there anything anyone wants to do after you chat with your toucan and keep moving?
No, I think I'll wait to cast it in case we come up with anything that I actually think we're going to be in danger.
Okay.
Well, and you don't get the slot back till the morning anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. 2 slots, but yeah. I don't know why I keep on like indicating with my hands, like you guys could see me.
It's habit. It's habit. Although it is really throwing me off. So I keep looking, like, oh, there's nothing for me to go off of.
Yeah, like I keep dodging because I think you're going to reach through the screen, but
like an AI would. It's going to affect all of our computers. It's famous.
Oculus, it's what's happening.
All right, so to continue, the eco, I think, was riding on Florian's back. Yep. And it just continues chanting and kind of talking to itself in that mimicky way. If there isn't anything else you guys want to do along the way, I'll just describe when you reach Maleka. So Maleka comes into sight as you crest a final hill, and you see that the term ruins was something of an exaggeration. The buildings are composed of the typical wooden stone that you saw in Avikro, but they're built much farther apart, each with the remnants of what must have once been a personal plot of land, now overgrown with strangely colored weeds. You saw the handout earlier. Though the houses stand strong against the biting sea breeze which shoots up over the cliff, there is something about them that feels weak. This once bustling city, this epicenter of all things arcane and esoteric, now feels hollow and brittle, without the chatter and movement of those who lived here. And now I can move you to the map. Did that pull up for everybody? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Harry, what's up?
Yeah, the only question I had before we left, the bird left any feathers. Like, landed, it moved around, did anything, did any feathers fall? Because I was trying to pick something up.
I mean, maybe a couple. I can't imagine. It wasn't really, it was flying behind you guys and then landed in front of you, and since then has been riding. But it might have dropped a couple since then. Yeah. Okay, so you guys are now in the deserted city. This shape at the very top is where the castle or school was. Or is.
And is that where we were headed, or were we just trying to find out what... Sorry, it's been a while. Or is that where we're trying to...
This is where we think the dead were coming from, right? That's why we're heading up here?
Yes, because you knew that the attacks were coming from the north and you found them, but when Arazu did his sense thing...
I'm dead.
They showed up
awareness.
Dotted along the way up north. You took care of all of them and haven't come across any since then, but you also... Well...
What's the tallest building down here in the town, in the village town area?
The coldest?
Tallest.
Oh, tallest. The tallest would be the castle.
No, like down before the castle, like in the actual city, town area, whatever you want to call it.
Let's see, probably actually one of these two in this rectangle.
Arazu would like to go get a vantage point from the rooftop of one of those.
Are we entering from the
Movie
south side?
Batman style.
Yes, you're entering from the south, yes. And you can do that if you'd like.
Is this a riverbank or the ocean?
That is the ocean. You're further up, it becomes a cliff towards the north, but here you're just right on the waterfront.
Okay.
Those are supposed to be little docks.
So yeah, Arazu takes off and just traverses rooftops to get towards those super tall buildings.
Okay. Terry?
Well, I was wondering now, since somebody asked, what can we tell from here which one is the coldest building?
Oh, yeah. Wait, now I'm having trouble hearing now. Now you want the coldest building?
Yes, he does.
It's Terry. You open that door.
About this one.
You open the door, Terry's gonna step through it.
That's the coldest building now.
Okay. Auntie is going to be interested into why there is one building that's colder than the rest of them, so she's going to make her way there.
Okay.
All will follow.
All right. Whenever you guys get to your various vantage points, let me know what kind of checks you're wanting to do for your investigating, I guess, the coldest air.
As I'm walking down the road, I'm just going to keep an eye on everything. I'm not looking for the coldest building.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You're not really protect. See, so Doll just goes, "Huh, this is another building."
I will hang out with the largest group of people for when we get attacked.
Yeah, that's why I'm in the road and I'm just walking down, keeping an eye on everything. So I'm gonna roll a perception check, and
Okay.
hopefully I see something.
Okay, so the way I'm envisioning this is you guys are starting up the road. Irazu jumps up on rooftops and starts darting towards the tallest vantage point. Okay, got it. Doll just kind of takes a second to feel the breeze and goes, and heads off inexplicably towards the water. That would leave, I suppose, Auntie's going, actually, wait, Auntie was going to go with him.
Yep.
I don't know what Ilaris might want to do, but then I guess Jin and Wiskava are continuing on the main road.
Yeah.
I would.
I bet you Alaris would follow Dringace, so we're probably all going to go that way.
Okay, so everyone's going that way except Arazu.
Fair enough. I can get to them real quick.
Well, the
And
thing is, like, if we get right here, the coldest building was this one right here, so we can still see it from the road. And he's over here, so we're not actually that far apart.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're certainly you can see each other. It's not miles and miles. These are big buildings, but so with a
You're
seven,
largely intact, right?
huh?
You're largely intact.
Yes, everything looks completely untouched. Here, I have a. Overall, Malika just looks exactly like what you expected from the legends, as though it had just been abandoned. Now that you're here yourselves, you can see there's no signs of a bloody struggle, no damage from some unreported natural disaster, no infestation of demons or pirates, no explanation whatsoever for its desertion at the peak of its growth and prominence. I forget, Jin, are you magically attuned at all? I forget. Do you have any? I don't remember.
Like, what kind? I'm a warlock. So.
Yeah, but never mind. That's good. That's fine. We're just gonna go with it.
Do you have like Eldritch Sight or anything like that? Cool.
I have devil sight.
Those with okay, so you recognize some faint whispers of power on the wind and in the soil, as though the place itself is inherently magical, sourceless, unbiased, steady. You knowing the area and probably through having discussions with Guy and Urdu would know that that's because this is where the ley line, the magical ley lines run through the earth here. So you know that they connect near here and they're just really strong to the surface, which is what drew these magic users here for the school in the first place.
All right.
But there is, with that role, I'll give you, a more recent feel of wickedness, as though that were layered on top of it, but is not inherent in the magic that's part of this place.
So you said that the ley lines connect. Where is the connecting part in this town? Do two of them
It's not
connect?
in this town. It's near-ish.
All right. Where's the closest place to the town? Is it north?
It's
Or-
across the water.
Across the water?
Yeah.
All
Not
right.
the Isle where the witches are. Because they're witches, and where else would they be?
How far is it to that isle?
You would need a boat for sure.
All right.
I'll put it that way. You can't see it from where you are.
Okay.
How long has Malika been abandoned?
I forget if I put it in the handout. I think it was for at least 100 years. Here, let me pull it up. Okay, I don't think I said specifically, but yeah, it'd be at least 100 years.
Okay.
It's been abandoned for a while.
I'm examining. Is anything growing in town?
Yes. So you can tell that a lot of these areas, particularly on the outskirts of the city, were personal plots. So there would be not just farming, but this is a magical area. So people would be growing reagents and things for potions and components, things like that. Most of that seems dead. What's there now is these strangely colored weeds. Where'd it go? The weeds are long and winding, structured like vines, and they all seem to be stretching along the same direction as though they had been physically pulled that way. Small starburst blooms of flowers tip each stem. The petals are delicate and curling. They don't seem to have leaves or the typical vascular structure that you would expect with most plant life in Ma'aka.
And they're only in the fields or everywhere?
All over the ground.
Okay.
If
Like-
I don't know what they are, I'll ask Urdu with the stone. If she knows what they are.
From the description, she wouldn't be able to help you.
She wouldn't?
She would say she would need to see them.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
if she doesn't know by offhand, just by description, then they must not be well known to the area. At least.
Hey.
And they're all going in the same direction,
They're all growing along the same.
line.
Yes.
I'm going to start walking that way.
Can I?
Kava is concerned that the jungle hasn't started to retake the area. So she's very interested in the plants that are here. She's trying to figure out why the jungle hasn't encroached, why we don't have.
Okay. What are you doing to try and investigate that, or what aspect of it are you looking at?
She's looking at the plants that are there. She's gonna. Are they growing? The vines, are they coming up and growing out of the ground?
Yes.
She's gonna pull one out.
Okay. It comes out easily enough. If I don't know if Chester. I know you guys looked at it already earlier, the handout. But if you want to throw up the plant with text image now.
The one via phone.
Yes, I'm sorry. And toss it up as a Facebook
It's called what?
plant with text because
Plant
I'm
with
really
text.
original
Yeah.
and I came up with a name for it for sure.
This
Yeah.
plant has text.
The plant has some text on it and it's all gibberish. So sorry, yeah, Terry, while he pulls that up.
Yeah, no worries. I was going to be working with Auntie to investigate the building, try to figure out why it's cold / scavenge for food or anything that we can find for eating.
So you would not find anything that remains that's edible. Everything that's there that once was food has been scavenged by other animals or creatures. Any stores of things like liquors or long-lasting components would have been scavenged by just people coming through, not bounty hunters. I don't want to say bandits either. Just
Brigands.
brigands, yeah, just people who would come through and kind of just take anything that isn't nailed down, honestly.
Marauders.
Auntie is going to actually try to see if there's any signs of recent activity, like recent looting or somebody staying in here. I'm sorry?
Looting was the word I was thinking of. Thank you. My brain didn't want to come up with it. Sure, you can roll me a specific investigation check if you'd like for that.
Okay.
Arazu, was your 6 for the plants?
Yeah. Obviously unimportant.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm imagining what it is all of a sudden the plants catch your eye while you're up on top of the building and you go, those are weird.
Yep.
But you're too far away. That's all it is.
Can I examine the roots?
Yeah, you can examine the roots if you want.
Can I make a check?
Sure. You can do nature if you'd like, since that's the main thing you're looking at now. They just look like weird weeds in that they have a root structure and they have the blooms, but again, they don't have anything to absorb sunlight. From the looks of it, like I said, the typical vascular structure with veins that would carry nutrients from the leaves into the stem and the roots.
Okay.
It's
I'll
like
try to replant it.
Okay. It just kind of it just sits there, Nothing special happens, but
I'm trying to follow them wherever they're leading to.
they're leading vaguely north-ish.
Yeah, that I'm walking along the road,
Okay.
going towards what I assume they're going somewhere up here. I
Yeah.
guess.
To make it really clear, it's almost like a bed of grass. Like they're everywhere. Except for the road and the buildings, like they haven't grown over anything constructed, but they're all just kind of flowing in the same direction, like if when you rake leaves out of grass and the grass remains in that pattern.
Is there wind blowing that direction?
No, because it is moving in a more northern, and the wind is coming off of the water from the west. So it's kind of going perpendicular, actually. But so Auntie, with your perception investigation, you don't notice any recent signs of looting. You can tell that these places have definitely been looted, but you don't see anything that looks as though it would have been more recent damage.
Okay. Yeah, Auntie will spend some time, be like, and then we'll start investigating why this place is colder than the rest of it.
And all.
Yeah, and try to help Auntie as best I can, and also while we're figuring that out with the whole cold aspect, also look at the buildings. I know it's been some times, but I'm trying to figure out if the buildings have broken down at all, or they've just lasted, over time.
Yeah, they've stood up surprisingly well. They're clearly constructed to weather being seaside. They don't have any more damage than you would expect for them being abandoned. Some of the mortar that's kept the structure sound has, of course, eroded with time, but clearly whatever mix they used to keep the stone and wood adhered to one another is really good. All right. So, I'll just cut to it. So the reason that building's colder is because it's closest to the water, where the wind is coming from. So
Spoilers, really? Spoilers? I was going to try to find out.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's why I was giggling the whole time. Like, there's nothing.
When you said that's where it was, I'm like, she's just probably putting it there because it's closest to the water. But I'm just.
It's just colder over there.
I honestly I'm fine with that. Auntie will, after determining that this building is safe, she will go ahead wrong screen. She will go ahead and start moving up towards the school or castle or whatever the
any of those terms work, yeah. Because it's
Del will
both.
follow. Del's going to follow close.
pentagonal building is.
Which it isn't actually. I put it this.
And I'm keeping lookout from my super high vantage.
Are you looking in a particular direction or for anything in particular?
I am surveying to ensure there's no other signs of life that might be encroaching upon my companions whilst they explore.
Are you going to roll for that?
What would you like me to do? Investigation,
I would
perception?
love you to roll that for me. Investigation, whatever you want. if you can justify it.
Perception.
There you go. You do not see any signs of life moving anywhere other than your companions.
Does he see signs of dead moving?
Never, but no.
Touche.
Touche, my friend. But you also, I will be clear, since the castle is higher up on the cliff than you are, you cannot see over the castle walls.
That's fair. 3 directions out of 4 ain't bad.
Yeah, you good.
I am going to walk to the beach to see if these vines, whatever this is, if its effect extends past Land's Edge. Like if it goes out into the water.
Oh, like if they're growing out of the water as well?
Yeah.
Do you have...
Or if anything else is, if, like...
It doesn't look like it. It looks more like it is just, it's growing, it starts at the beach, it does start in the sand.
Okay.
Maybe you can see a little bit here and there, but it's not like it's a big highlighted path along the ley lines or anything. It's more, since you would be in tune with this, it's more that the magic in this place is so inherent that when it was occupied by so many magic users and they suddenly disappeared, the land needed another way to funnel that magic out, and that's what created these plants.
Wow. You are really good at this arcane theory thing, Wiskava. Like, if I were there, I'd be very impressed.
It's probably a legend that would have also shown up in the deities. Oh, I can add that into someone. Oh, never mind. Okay, we'll get back to that. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I just connected things and made up the things. So. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to the school. So if nothing happens on the roadway, then yeah, I'll be over here at the...
Okay, so you guys start walking?
Yeah, I would like to say that Auntie
As soon
is
as I
on
realize I'm
Katsu.
being left.
Good, Scott?
I just said that Auntie is riding Katsu this entire time. Like, not
Okay.
when she went into the building, she would have tied Katsu up, but...
Right. Yeah, that building was probably just storage for the docks nearby.
When they get about there, no,
About where?
give me a ring.
It doesn't want to give you one.
I know there. When they get about there, Erizu will go ahead and proceed in that direction at super monk speed.
Okay. Let's see. So the castle sitting highest in the city upon a cliff is impressive even in its emptiness. Though the lack of maintenance, like the buildings that you saw in the city, is clear over the distance. It stands tall, somehow both graceful and welcoming, even though it looms over the utter desolation of the city which supported it. Oh, Chester, if you can pull up image castle sketch, that would be cool. Because I'm about to describe. The architecture is distinctly ancient Ma'akan with high sloping peaks of wood which connect and weave together into distinct patterns. Any of you who are from here would recognize it. It's really typical of the area, particularly for the older buildings. Like this would have been hundreds of years ago. A whistling wind follows you as you climb up the road to the castle.
Are you sure one of these images wasn't corrupt? My phone just locked up, and that never happens.
I do. Pretty good.
It's
it's
Shayna's
hard.
it's Shayna's conspiracy to make us all feel like we're trapped in Puerto Rico.
Like, I'm rebooting my phone, it's that locked up.
I'm sorry. I didn't do it. I promise.
Sure.
I did.
Or maybe I'm not even able to reboot my phone, it's so locked up.
Yes, Taylor.
That's a neat trick.
Yeah, so question for you. So the wind is coming in. Is anything different about the wind or the area as time has passed since we've been here that we've noticed different from where we originally are?
You don't notice anything different about the wind. It's just that the path that you're traveling happens to be where the air is funneling up over the cliff and into the city. So you just happen to be in a bit of a wind tunnel for a nice dramatic sweeping shot as you crest the last hill.
Yeah, wasn't sure. I was going to ask because of our close proximity to the ley lines. Wasn't sure if we felt anything different.
Nope, very fair question. That is why I added that in. But no, there's nothing in particular. No ghost pops out of somewhere and hisses at you or something.
Well, that or any other wildlife that might be in the area that might be different from where we're used to. Because, I mean, we just saw a toucan not too long ago, and I don't think that's very normal for us to see. So if something, since there's no one here, they might be more comfortable here.
You don't see anything unless you're wanting to go back and particularly scour through the city, but like I mentioned, basically it's abandoned. There aren't, nests of birds in the buildings or on the roofs. You don't see any kinds of colonies of rodents or stray animals. Everything seems to be sticking to the forest, which is still a little bit of a distance away.
I guess Dahl would ask the group, does anyone have a map to make sure this place doesn't really change much? I mean, it's deserted, but has anything changed out of the ordinary?
Who thinks they would have a map?
I would probably have. I'm not sure if I had to have a map of this place, but I'd have a map. It would just be
Have a map of Ma'aka in general.
yeah.
Maybe not the outlying islands, but at least the main one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's been a long time since I've been here. There were people last time I was here, honey.
There probably were.
I think you killed my phone.
I did not stop it.
It has a lit black screen. Like, it won't reboot. It won't do anything. And like, I'm holding it down in the shadows, like, so I know it's still on. It's like that lit black. I don't know what's happening.
Make a note: don't accept emails from Shayna anymore.
Right? Don't open attachments. She's not a trusted sender.
This is what I get for trying to.
Oh, it's rebooting now. There's the Apple symbol.
You're all
Well,
me.
Auntie, how long ago was that? Because I don't know if it's newest map or so one we've seen before. If you take a
What
look
year is it? Let's see. Let's see. There was 7 generations ago.
So Auntie would have been here like when the city was first kind of starting to reach prominence and become the second capital. A while ago. So actually, a lot of these buildings to you are probably like, ooh, shiny new. This wasn't here last time. However much you want to share, that's fun.
No, it's like yeah. This place was just coming to prominence last time I was here.
Okay.
Now look at it. It looks almost as old as myself.
No. Well, everything looks brand new, Auntie. I'm sure you're not that much older than this place is. Does anyone have any plans for the evening? There's a lot of spots here that I'd like to go and try to find. Maybe some food, maybe a place to stay for the night, because I don't want to hang out in the forest if I don't have to.
How tall are these walls? The castle walls.
You have a sketch in the image in your Facebook Messenger now.
Yes. Very. Very tall. Tall. None of you can climb it or jump, including Arazu. You can't just port to the top of it.
I could fly up there.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted, Arazu. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna climb it with my climb speed of 55.
To your surprise, when you come to the gate, a large wrought iron thing twisted to look like vines or perhaps veins, you find it completely intact, untouched by the rust you would have expected so close to the ocean, and really, really, really high walls.
Okay.
I have to go fetch my phone so I can actually
Then I
access it.
pull up my sky hooks and I proceed to climb that way.
Where precise? Damn, I don't have the image. How
Yeah,
precisely?
my people live on cliff faces.
I know, and that's really cool for you. So, how do you want to start climbing this?
Oh, I'll climb it.
Yeah, I know. You have to describe to me what you're doing.
Well, I've got these cool skyhook things. If I can,
Right.
have my natural Mission Impossible super grip.
So that's my question. Since skyhooks aren't a thing IRL, how does it function? What is the?
It's like
Engineering
Batman
property.
cables. They look a lot like the Batman cables that he slings around the city with, but
So
You know,
is it that it
with no
needs to
gunpowder.
hook over and you pull yourself? Is it a weird?
or it digs in if I throw it hard enough. Take your pick.
Well, what do you want to do?
How far up would it be to throw them?
At least 60 feet.
Because I could just, shadow bamp up 30, toss it the other 30, and hang on.
Go ahead.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Would you like me to roll my skyhooks with that?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Okay, so you get the hook on, and it stays, and you start pulling yourself up.
Yeah.
Your feet slip.
No, nice, cool.
So if you want to pull yourself up, you will have to. Yeah, you can still hold on. The hook is staying, but you will have to pull yourself up
With
just with your arms.
Or now that I'm 30 feet up a 60-foot wall and have stopped, I can shadow bamf the other 30 feet.
Okay. Would you like to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you land on?
Well, I imagine I can see the edge of the top of the wall.
Which is sloped, but okay.
That's fine.
Okay. So you're standing on top of it.
Yay!
What you see is a massive castle and an equally massive courtyard that wraps around the entirety of the castle. From your vantage, you can tell it was likely once vibrant, providing reagents to the students, much like the personal plots down in the city, as well as botanical subjects for them to experiment on, now overrun much with the weeds like those surrounding the houses, as well as massive bushes and odd squat trees, which form something of an impromptu hedge maze.
Does there look to be a gatehouse control mechanism anywhere?
Would you like to roll me some kind of perception at some point?
I would
Because you
love
just
to
saw
roll
a
you
wall
perception.
and went, ooh, wall. And fucking, yes, doll.
Well, so while he's doing that and paying attention, I'm gonna start yelling at him. Hey, Arzu, did you find anything? Hey, Arzu, we're down here.
I'm discussing it with the gods. I'm communing with God right now. Give me a sec.
No.
So 25 perception to look for, you're looking for a guardhouse or a mechanism for the gate?
Yeah, the gate has to open somehow, in theory.
Right. You don't see
In theory. So I don't see anything?
Nope. You see a gate, and it's attached to a wall with regular hinges, and it's closed.
Is it locked? Like, is there like a chain around it or anything, or is it?
You don't see a chain. You don't see a lock.
No one wants to touch your gate.
Was it describing it as looking like veins? Well, why not? Why don't anyone want to touch my gate?
Right?
There's something about no.
How deep is the gate? And can you is it like a? Can we see the courtyard beyond the gate, or we just can see?
Yeah, it's wrought iron, so you can see straight through it. It's just tested designs so that no one can physically squeeze through it.
I'm going to mage hand touch the gate and try to shake it a little bit, see if it opens.
Okay, it opens.
Cool. Yeah. Push it open the rest of the way, and then I guess walk in.
Yup.
I will work my way down to the courtyard from inside.
So
Chester, do me a favor and roll me another perception check.
I would love to roll you another perception check after I reopen my character sheet that I just closed.
Sorry.
Nope, that was my bad. I was looking at something and then I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I just closed it when I found my answer.
Yes, Tuck.
so I'm going to do two things. I'm going to take 10 minutes to ritually cast Comprehend Languages,
Okay.
and then I'm going to cast See Invisibility on myself before I go into the...
Okay, sounds good. We can pretend for the sake of time that you started this as Arazu was starting his process. I don't think it'll take him 10 minutes, but that way you're not a full 10 behind after he makes it to the top.
Yeah, he really fast.
Yeah, he really fast. Okay, oh, you got a 10. Okay. Yeah. Nope, it's a wall and a courtyard.
No stairs down? Man, they must be a better
Why would
climber
you
than me.
stairs jump? No. I did say it was a moat. It is what's not a drawbridge. It's a gate.
I figured they have to get up and man the wall at some point.
It's not okay, so maybe I should specify it's not a castle in that it's fortified for defense. It's just a castle in that it's an enormous estate that's on par with a castle for royalty like the one in the capital.
It's a palace.
Basically, yes. I do use the words interchangeably throughout my descriptions. So sorry.
Does the wall at any point connect to the central structure?
No, it doesn't. It's just like
How close does it get?
Huh?
How close does it get?
not close enough for you to jump.
Challenging. No, I'm kidding.
What if I were to cast catapult on him while he was jumping? You're light enough, right, Arizu?
Put your information for both of your shits in the thing.
He's
so
not light enough for catapult to do it.
Wow.
Even at 5th level, he'd have to be less than 25 pounds, and he would end up taking like 78 damage.
I'll use acrobatics to work my way down the inside.
What if I shrink you?
I was just gonna say someone can shrink catapult him.
I will use acrobatics to work my way down the inside.
Okay, you work your way down fine. It's just as slippery as it was going up, but it's just a wall.
I now really want to shrink Arizu at some point and then catapult.
You know what? You are more than welcome to. So what is that? Other than Irazu auditioning for Cirque du Soleil over that wall and Skava casting some rituals, is anyone doing anything else? Or you just walking in?
I walked in.
I goaded Katsu to get in.
Everyone roll me perception checks, please.
Yay, more perception checks.
More perception checks.
Is the gate big enough for Florian?
Oh, more than. It's enormous.
Okay.
Yeah.
And veiny.
Or viney.
But if it starts throbbing, be warned.
I'm not going to have no throbbing gates.
I cannot roll a good perception check. Like, it is...
Yeah. Thank God for my +8 modifier, because I got a 17.
Continue, you guys. Okay. Well, that's...
My 1 got me a 19.
Let's see. So, Jin and Wiskava, you notice... Actually, you weren't the ones looking for this, but oh well. So, like I said, the plant life and everything looks familiar, blah, 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 blah. What's strange is you two notice something that looks like a recent disturbance. Unlike anywhere you noticed in the city, the ground here looks fresh. It's turned over in places as though there was movement here recently.
As something was
Everybody
like
else,
dug up, like dead bodies.
if you would like to investigate, you may.
Sure, I will investigate. Probably be worse at this than my perception of it, but
I will pull my sword and just wait there while he investigates.
8. Yep.
Yeah, no, just looks like something happened here. The dirt is not packed in. It's fresh. That's it.
All right. Well, I got an 8, so I don't notice anything other than that.
No, you don't. So what do you guys do? Continue?
Yeah.
All right. Who has... Damn it, I didn't want to... Hold on, I'm trying to find a loophole in what I designed here. Nope, there isn't one. Okay, so you guys keep moving, and all of a sudden hear a noise slightly to your right and behind a few bushes. The only one with a weapon drawn is Wiskava.
Fists, good to go.
Fist good to go.
Spells. I'm fine.
Shield magic, I'm good.
Monk, weapons always ready. My body is a weapon.
Fair. Chester, can you send the corpse abomination image to everyone in the chat, please?
Does it look like the one from Magic the Gathering?
Does it?
I'm resisting opening it. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know, but this is the one that I put so many filters on, and it's
Nope, looks nothing like the one in Magic the Gathering.
There you go.
This is the one that locked up your phone.
Nope, it didn't.
And
That
now you're
opened
just
the
gonna
wall.
like send, and now you're gonna lock up all of our computers and.
No, the one that locked up my phone was her castle sketch. I don't know what was over that.
Oh, that.
Before you is a massive, vaguely humanoid-shaped thing, grotesque in every meaning of the word. Shackles the size of your torso wrap around each of its limbs in several places, and broken chains trail behind it. Easily 15 feet tall, it appears to be a writhing mass of individual bodies, mostly humanoid, which have been stitched and fused together haphazardly, with seams that look like the hack job of both a surgeon and a metalsmith. The seams and stitches are melted immediately call to mind the reshaped legs you noticed on the blood gillas you dealt with yesterday. You see glimpses of distinguishable features, elven ears, Von horns, dwarven beards, orc arms, etc. What can be seen of the myriad of faces bear expressions of unbridled rage and endless agony. Who was leading? I forgot.
I
to
don't
ask-
know, but this is a really random question. Does anybody remember my divination rolls from last game?
Oh shit.
I bet you they're there.
They should just be in log. You could scroll
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
They might be up there far.
If you
though.
labeled them.
Probably not. If not, I would allow you to re-roll them.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
I don't recall what they are either, but. So, who was in front? I know who wasn't, and that was probably Arazu, Auntie, and Doll. So, out of Jin and Waskava, the ones who were paying.
You know, the lead.
Ah.
Waskava looks like
Blank your camera. Show us again.
that.
Okay. That works.
She doesn't really have red hair, but her hair is partially dyed red.
Right, okay. Doesn't matter. The creature charges Jin.
Doesn't matter if you have red hair. It was just a red hair in question.
No, it wasn't a
Red
red herring
herring.
question.
So it's a bull.
Well, it's not. No, it's not. It's just a thing. Don't worry about it. Hold on.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about this.
It's just a vestigial tail. Don't worry about what that is.
Don't worry about it.
That
Hold on.
glowing door. Don't worry
I
about it.
wasn't sure you guys would actually end up encountering this, so hold on. I gotta find
Well,
my stats.
to be fair, it's gonna have some really shitty luck, whatever it is.
Do you have a fucking cheat active? What are you talking about?
Always.
Can
Do
you?
you see his 2 divination rolls? They're really low.
Yeah.
Oh, I also don't have my dice. I wasn't prepared for combat, guys. I didn't think this was happening today.
Apparently, only one of us really was. So.
Arizu was always ready for combat.
And then it messed up all the bones. God damn it. Look what you did. It messed up all my stuff.
Where did it come from?
The right.
Like, I mean, so I was walking around like it came around a corner or
Best
something. Or...
metal
It was
man.
behind bushes. Is what.
Yeah, the bushes that I described earlier, like something of a hedge maze, it just barreled through there because nobody was being sneaky. And they were like, oh, noise?
Well, I'm always sneaky, but I'm in the back, so.
Exactly. That's why I was asking, does everyone have or who doesn't have stealth stuff? But, okay, so I have all that. You guys, what are you doing? I didn't have, I'm ready. Where'd it go? No, that's the Ghoul Lord. That's the, nope, no. Oh my god, is it the last one? It is the last one I made. Okay, I found it. We're good now. So, since you guys did not notice it, it gets a surprise round on you with 1 attack. It is going to, like I mentioned, charge. Sorry, Jin. God, you're in the worst position at
Should
all
we
times.
roll initiative?
Yes, I mean, it won't matter till after this, but.
It won't matter because you'll be dead.
No. It will matter after, but it won't matter until after. So,
I always get really good initiative when I'm in the back and not playing a ranged caster. I feel like there's a conspiracy in life.
as it's charging, it tries to slam into Jin. Let's see. For 24?
Yeah, that hits.
That hits shit. You need to stop being in the front, my guy.
The 18 is Florian.
Okay, right. Oh yeah, we need to figure out if we want stats for Katsu, just in case.
I mean, I was just using riding horse, and she's there, so I guess I should probably roll that.
If you want to. So that's for 13 damage to Jin.
All right.
And we'll leave it at that for now. So let me take notes on y'all's initiative. Who's got what? You said the second one is Florian?
Yeah. Waskava's rolling with a 3.
Yeah, what happened?
The person I needed to roll really well rolled lower than me.
Roll a 1, yeah.
It's an auntie.
I assume I'm probably still investigating, just like looking at the dirt, and it just barrels into me.
We're all down there.
I was this close to the dirt, but okay. Oh, okay. Then Jim. And let's roll its actual initiative now that that's taken care of. Okay. Okay, Arazu, you're up.
Well, I'm probably not close enough to do a whole lot here, so
I do have a map, but it's super. I actually haven't even been able to. Oh no, I can't put it up and size it, so never mind. We're just gonna have to do this in our head, guys. Sorry. Damn it.
let's see here. Theater of the Mind. What do I have here that's realistic from the back row? Nothing but myself. I will just I guess, oh, you know what? Does that help other people? Does Hunter's Mark help other people?
No.
No.
Damn it. I was so hopeful for a second there.
Yeah.
I guess that I will pass turn.
Oh. You guys go on. Bless you. We'll do
Thank
that.
you.
Florian.
Well, I'm in trouble. Florian's gonna charge.
Okay.
Is the bird still in the saddle?
Oh yeah.
Well, once Florian starts charging, it's not. It flashes into a tree immediately. It's a messenger. It's not bound to you guys. It delivered its message. Now it's just hanging out until the spell wears off.
But nobody could remove it from the saddle until it left by itself, so...
Yeah. That hits. For 11... What's that?
For 11 bludgeoning on the bash. And
Okay.
it must make a DC 14 strength save or be knocked prone.
DC 14?
Yeah. Scotty?
Yeah, that was like, this is that.
Yeah, go ahead and make it get a 2.
I mean, I hate to waste it. So wait, it knocks it.
Legendary defense.
I know, I was about to be...
No, I won't. Because I did that to Scott last time and it made me feel real bad. So yeah, no, it's not prone.
You know what?
You're lucky you
feel
had
bad
that.
when he did it to you, okay?
You're lucky you had that, by the way, because it rolled a 20, a nat 20. It was not going to happen. Okay, so it seems startled that it got knocked the fuck over by a water buffalo.
This is what
And-
it deserved.
It got what it deserved, and now there's a 15-foot writhing mass of bodies on the ground, and it's Auntie's turn.
Okay. Let's see. Jin, how are you looking?
I'm doing all right. I mean, I only got hit for 13, so...
Oh, okay. Let's see. What have I used? Okay. I will go ahead and cast. Let's see. What can I do? Okay. As a bonus action, I will cast Spiritual Weapon to hit the thing while it's prone.
Okay.
So let me roll that first. Let me
Well,
check.
since you had to scale back down the wall as they were walking, probably not super far though, 30 feet. I don't know how. You probably got down the wall pretty fast.
Okay. Then I know what I should have done. Next turn.
And with advantage, because this would be a melee attack and it's prone. So 19 to hit.
19 hits. And what is this with?
This is my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
the-
Magic damage, right?
yeah, force damage. But yeah.
Oh, force. It's not magic?
Well, it is magical force damage, but
Okay, that's what I was checking.
sorry.
Zero,
6 points of damage to it. And then I am going to... You need to go back where you came from and channel divinity and path to the grave it.
Remind me what that does.
The next time it gets hit, it's vulnerable to all types of damage that it gets hit with, or the next time it gets hit with an attack, it's
Okay.
vulnerable to all types of damage that it gets hit.
Does that just negate resistances?
Yes.
Okay, so then it's
Well, it doesn't technically negate resistance. Vulnerability means if it's
that's what I
it takes
mean.
double
It's
damage. It takes
depending on-
double damage from all of it, and it could be both vulnerable and resistant at the same time.
Right, that's what I was checking. Okay, then we're good.
Which
I
we
just
just
wanted to clarify.
yeah. Now it doesn't do anything with immunities. It could technically be vulnerable to something that it's immune to, but it still takes 0 damage from it because
Because mechanics.
yeah.
All right, so Doll, you're free to participate now if you'd like.
Yes, I would, of course. So I'd like to move to a more of a tactical position. So I'm going to go wide to the far left or wide to the far right to see if I can get a better vantage point from where I'm at.
Okay.
Then I'll hold my turn until I can get a better view.
Okay. Sounds good. It is now the Corpse Abomination's turn. So it will be using an action to get back up from being prone.
Just its movement.
It is just this movement? More
Yeah.
movement.
Movement.
Okay. So, this doesn't actually work. How did you fuck with the one thing? Okay. So, it's... you guys are fucking with my shit. So,
Have you met us?
I know, I should have planned for this, guys. All right, so this was a description I was supposed to read as it charged and I forgot. But we'll pretend that now that it's standing back up, it looks at and reacts this way to Florian, who knocked it over. The eyes in every face turn to you, fixing on you with a kind of awful awareness mixed with crazed hunger. At once, the jaws all drop open and let loose a horrifically unified scream of desperation. The voices smash into all of you like a physical blow, making your body seize for a moment. I need everyone to make me Wisdom DC saving throws.
Yeah, I worked good.
You're fine with Wisdom. Shut up. You big bitch.
Jen, you are almost definitely in my tent fight because we were right next to each other.
Yes, you guys were near each other.
You have a +3 on your wisdom save.
Yeah.
All right.
Chester, what the hell?
I told you that was gonna happen.
Bro, what just
A 29.
happened? You're 9. Is
Oh,
it,
if this has to do against being frightened, Shayna, I have advantage.
it is not against being frightened.
Damn.
Sorry.
Florian is killing it with the rolls.
Yeah, Florian's kicking ass right now.
With Kava,
So-
not so much.
Yeah, what's coming up so much.
He's having a rough time.
Dude, she has a 9 on wisdom save. Holy crap!
So Arazu and Wiskava, since you failed, you are now simply frozen for a round and knocked back 10 feet by the bellowing sound. It was a sonic attack. So you are dismounted from Florian. You can just say that you fall and catch yourself on the ground instead.
Well, I wasn't on Florian.
That's what I'm saying. Even those of you who do pass, though, kind of balk at the smell, which is I described as something like an entire graveyard rotting and burning at the same time.
Ew.
So it just farted.
Yeah, why is that a bad thing?
That was supposed to be its entrance, and I forgot to do that.
But I'm not sure if being pushed back is a bad thing. I'm almost wishing that.
I am offering
I know.
either way.
Actually, I got pushed back, and now you're out of my aura. It
Yeah.
sucks.
And now you and Arazu are skipping your next turns.
Yeah.
But I already skipped my first one. That's poop.
Well, I'm sorry. However, I will note that after it screams, several sets of eyes focus on Wiskava, where you were thrown, and take a couple steps back. So that's that. So it's no longer within striking distance of Jin or Wiskava,
It's,
but it
it's
is
not
still-
threatening.
Huh?
It's not threatening technically. Is it in my? Is
No.
it in melee? Okay.
No. Because knocked back when it got knocked prone. But it is going to now charge and attack the other person who damaged it, who is Auntie. So, Auntie, you are now going to get body slammed.
5. It rolls a 5.
It rolls a 5? Okay,
rolls a
so
5.
first one misses. This is second slam attack. Actually, this will probably miss 19?
It would hit, but shield.
Nice. Okay,
So
so
did it move to go get her?
she was within melee. So
No,
when
I
it-
wasn't.
Okay, so since I
No,
don't have the map, I can't really describe what happened. When it was knocked prone. Auntie attacked it. When it stood back up, you, Wiskava and Florian and Auntie were all still within melee range.
Right.
Jin was no longer.
Right. Auntie never was
Was
though.
m-
She
Spiritual weapon.
spiritual
That's
weapon.
Oh well, then yeah. Sorry, it would have had to charge at you then.
yeah.
But still,
At half
and
movement.
I'm gonna do nothing else. Okay, that is it for now, and now it is Jin's turn.
Oh man. How tall is this thing?
At least 15 feet.
Yikes.
It's a big boy.
It is a big boy.
It's a big thing.
Mm.
Sorry about that.
I-
Oh, damn it! I'll mention it next time. It's fine.
All right, I'm going to, since it's not in melee with me anymore, I'm going to move as far away from it as I can. So I'm going to move my full 30 movement
Why?
because I don't want to be close to that thing anymore. It smells bad.
It does smell pretty horrific.
And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast it.
All right.
Okay, so let's see here. For 19 for 1.
Yes, that hits.
It,
Not that.
yeah, don't know where that came from.
Yeah. What? What kind of damage is this?
Force.
So
But-
9.
So actually 18.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well,
And then I'm going to hit it again with the Eldritch Blast. 13?
does not hit.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay. It does not like that. But since, ooh, no, okay. Yep. So it just got punched by air long distance. It would be Wiskava's turn.
Yep. But I'm overcome by stench and sound.
Shayna?
She's locked. She's froze.
Oh,
Power loss.
power loss.
Yeah, she's gone. The,
They're on generators. She'll be back soon. They might just be switching off or back on. You know, one of the two.
Options. So I'm gonna go AFK real quick then.
Yep, see? It's coming back on, I think.
Is it?
well, that's what she said.
Yeah, she said that on the Facebook chat that she's coming back on.
Oh, okay.
But let's just kill it while she's not here.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
just.
it's easier that way.
We do a bunch of things,
While she was gone.
and it's dead.
Yep.
The battle doesn't stop just
Yeah.
because you lost power.
FYI, I really need to remember to hold my action when I do the thing right before Wiskava moves. Wiskava's the only one that really Path to the Grave is useful doing right in front of.
I should have teleported behind
Yeah.
it in the beginning, but I figured I was further away than 30 feet.
Yeah, especially Tucker used smite at that moment.
That's where
afterwards.
like Path to
And,
the
and actually, no, Jen is who you want to use it on.
no, because Eldritch Blast is shit for
Oh,
No,
for
no,
Path
but
to the-
Jen can smite too,
I have
Okay.
Eldritch
And-
smite.
and
Yeah.
can probably put like a 5th level spell smite on there too.
Oh yeah, so yeah, Jen can Eldritch. I forgot about Eldritch Smite.
Hey Shayna, while you were gone, we killed it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
really cute.
It's pretty spectacular.
Are-
Really
are-
good in here.
Are you sure that's what you did?
Yep.
Scott told me so, and you know,
What, you just believe our AI overlords now? You're just gonna obey without questioning anything?
yes, and
Yeah,
that's
it's
what I
kinda-
will.
Would you like to play a game, Shayna?
Terminator Apocalypse.
It was very convincing.
Hold on, now I have to refine fucking everything. There we go. Okay. What were
We really just need to switch all of our thumbnails to the AI symbol, and
Right.
just when she comes back, all the AI.
Yeah, just turn off everybody's video.
Well, then she's gonna think it's broke.
God fucking damn. Hello?
Hello.
Hey,
We were not at all conspiring to all look like AIs when you came
you
back.
got back really fast that time. What happened?
I don't know. It just keeps freezing, and I'll be in the middle of a sentence, and I look up, and you're all making funny faces.
Except me, because you know
How does Path to the Grave work, Scott?
the next time the creature gets hit by an attack, all damage from that attack it has vulnerability to all damage from that attack.
Oh, so just one single attack?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
paladins,
Gotcha.
Paladins,
Hexblade.
rogues, and hexblades with Eldritch Smite are the like primary candidates for it.
Gotcha.
If you're
Yeah,
a
that was
divine,
that roll that I just did by accident, that 37. So yeah,
yeah,
Such a nut.
Because if it was like number of attacks, I'd have you.
yeah, no, it's very much, but like if I were ever to roll a nat 20 on my divination rolls, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Okay. What was the last thing anyone remembers hearing me say?
That
we
you
killed it.
that we killed it.
Yeah.
Do you really want to just skip to that?
No,
part?
no, 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 no.
What's
No.
gonna
We're
happen?
at the top of the initiative order.
Yeah, we're at the
last
top.
thing that happened is
So this
Wisconsin
is my
is not
skip
going to go.
turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Arazu doesn't get his turn, so now it's Florian, riderless.
Okay. So how far did it have to move to go attack Integer Gaze?
I would have been like I would have been like 15 feet away.
Okay. So yeah, Florian's going to move back 5 feet and charge it again.
Okay. Florian's gonna be MVP of this fight.
Because you benched the rest of us.
I didn't bench you. You failed a wisdom throw, which you're not supposed to do. That succeeds.
9 points. Oh, and it succeeds its strength, I'm assuming.
Huh? Oh. Okay. Let
DC
me-
14.
For 17?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
It's fine.
So it takes its damage. Okay. Is that all Florian can do? I don't remember.
Yeah, because it did knock it over, so that's all it can do.
Oh, okay. Then it's Auntie.
I don't really
You
have
are
a bonus
in melee
action.
range.
I will bonus action move my spiritual weapon to be right behind to attack it.
Okay.
15 to hit.
It doesn't manage to penetrate to the thick skin.
Okay,
It
I bet
glances off
I would,
barely.
dearie, I would get back if I were you, and I'm gonna summon the divine Cuisinart.
Okay.
So let me read Spiritual Guardians real quick. 'cause I
Please
get-
and thank you.
Do you have it drop in your thing where you can just hit it and we can all read it?
No, because he doesn't have the character sheet in Roll20.
Scott doesn't believe in those.
It's so cool.
Let's see, and I'm casting this at 4th level, by the way. Weirdly, because I don't have any second levels. I don't have any 3rd level spell slots available. So, You call forth the spirits to protect you. They flit around you, do a distance of 15 feet for the duration. Blah blah blah. They appear as Fae. When you cast a spell, you can designate any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected. All of my allies.
Okay.
An affected creature's speed is halved in the area, so it moves at half speed. And when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there, it must make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 4d8 radiant damage. On a successful save, it takes half.
Okay.
I'm starting to wish I had mind slivered it instead.
And
Quick question.
yeah,
For mechanics purposes, does this count against as this is a spell, right?
yes.
Okay. Just putting it out there that okay, never mind. That's fine.
That it has spell resistance.
No. That's weird. Why would it have that?
Why would it have that?
Why would it have that? It's just a magical undead dude. But it's still damages it for does that start now or at the
Yeah,
beginning?
when it starts its turn, it has to make the Wisdom saving throw.
Okay, it's the start of his next turn. The nice thing is, this thing's dumb as shit. Not so much what with the brain. But okay, so it was the bonus move to move your spiritual weapon and then your action for this?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna stay on Katsu and look. Actually, not look down because it's 15 feet tall. So look slightly at its chin.
Yeah.
But give him the kind of
Which chin,
grandmotherly like tis get away like
Which chin is it that you're looking at? Because it's got a couple.
the tallest one.
The tallest one? Okay. That'll look pretty good. Next it will be Doll.
Yeah, I had a question before it was Zell's turn. The damage done to the creature, Scott, do you get bonus from your last spell since you're the next person to attack it?
No, the Jin was the person who attacked it.
Yeah, Jin got that bonus.
It's the first person to attack after it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, the first person to hit it, but
Yeah.
successfully, yeah. The next damage that it takes, it is then vulnerable to.
Okay. So since Doll's at a better tactical position, I'm going to try to figure out who's actually closer. Was it Erzu that was closer, or was it Skava that was closer?
Arazu's in the very back.
Yeah, Wiskava would be closer of the two of them. Auntie is the only one who is within melee range of it at the moment, other than Florian and Katsu.
Okay, so since I saw that Wiskava seems to be more affected by the smell, I'm going to be using Prestidigitation and try to make it a mint smell around Wiskava, or like a smelling salts. Hopefully Wiskava is actually able to get back on track. And that's all I'm doing.
Do you want to pick a specific scent for that?
Well, I was thinking more of a smelling salt, but with a slight mint after smell. So it's like,
You know, smelling salts are repulsive, right? Like,
Right,
smelling
that's all.
salts aren't good.
it's repulsive to get Wiskava's attention, but there's a hint of mint after, so it's like not an overwhelming, like kick you in the face smell. It's a get you up, and then it's like oh, okay, I'm awake now.
So it's like you were.
It's like peppermint schnapps, but in reverse.
What I was gonna say is, it's like you were half asleep, so you decided to dive face first into a dumpster, and then someone hands you a mint when you walk away.
It really happened. They passed out in the bin, and I go and I spray a bunch of mint on them.
You know, a little aerosol. Okay. You know what? That we'll play that into effect later. Sure. Is there anything else you'd like to do at all? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. See, I don't wanna, but Auntie's the only one.
And don't. You don't want to. There's more people. You can roll.
No, but Auntie's right there. This thing isn't smart. It's literally just attacking whatever's closest to
It
it.
could attack the big cow too.
Actually, that's true. That hit it most recently. So it will rage. Yeah, it's gonna rage.
Oh, it's a barbarian.
Abomination. The abomination is imbued with supernatural anger matched only with its despair at the pure nature of its existence. Oh, it can't do that. I forgot. It needs to. Okay, well that doesn't come into effect. What am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking it's berserk. My bad. Wrong word. It has rage. It's going to berserk. No, it's not. Ignore me. It's just going to attack Florian. I'm not talking. Ignore me. That definitely. Well, maybe it doesn't miss. Does an 11 hit?
Strangely, no. Oh well, it might. It has disadvantage on attacks against Florian.
I thought that was only if you're still writing it.
No, always. If it's
it's
wearing it, yeah.
Oh,
If he's wearing the saddle, which he is,
All right, well, that one's a
all
12.
attacks against him have a disadvantage.
I'm starting to think maybe you should
Yeah.
be wearing the saddle instead.
Right. Yeah. Oh no, it hits. He's only got an armor class of 11, so.
Ah,
11
shit.
hits.
Okay. Well,
Poor Florian. And I can't save this. I've already used my divination rolls.
yeah. 16 damage.
Okay. Ha! Florian pops out of existence and the saddle falls on the ground.
God damn it. All right. Well, it's gone, so it's going to use its second slam attack on Auntie, who's the only one there.
Well, Katsu's there, but okay.
I'm not. Do you want me to attack Katsu?
No, please do not attack Katsu.
Do it. Don't say shit. Okay. Does a 25 hit?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that fell. That also fell. 18?
18 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Ow.
It's bludgeoning.
Yeah, okay. Auntie didn't like that at all.
Didn't think anyone would like it. And that is it. Now it's Jin's turn.
It's my turn. All right. Hmm. See. I am going to how close is Auntie like right up with it right now?
I'm assuming within 10 feet.
Yeah, she's basically in melee. with
Yeah, I don't know what her reach is, but I assume 10 feet. And now just a sad saddle on the ground.
Actually, a saddle and a shit ton of flowers.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because you had crafted all the flowers on it. Oh. Now I'm really sad. Especially because the flowers probably aren't going to live long with its stench there.
All right. Damn it. Can't. I'm trying to figure out if I could get her out of there.
Ah.
No. I'm just going to start moving towards Auntie. How far is she away?
You had backed up your full speed of 30 feet, and
Yeah.
I think they were about 10 feet from you when that happened.
All
So
right.
you're at least 40 feet away.
All right. I'm going to get as close as I can, and I'm going to just I'm going to cast a hold monster on it, which is a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Oops, that's the wrong page. Oops. So either a 6 or okay. I can't do math. 16.
Fails.
Okay. So what happens to it?
It's paralyzed for up to 1 minute. And at the end of each of its turns, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. On a success, the spell ends. But basically, it can't move. Can't.
Okay. The effect of this spell, you cast the spell and you see it take hold, and it like shocks through its body, and it kind of just shudders and is still moving.
Legendary
Legendary
resistance.
resistance.
No, it's immune to paralyzation. It's immune to the paralyzed condition. Sorry.
That's lame.
I'm sorry. It's an undead construction. They're all immune to paralyzed.
Paralyzed?
Paralyzed.
Paralyzed.
Paralyzed. I've gotten like a half hour sleep. Leave me alone.
Well, that's pretty much all I could do, so.
Okay. Waskava, you can now have your turn.
Okay. How bad does it look?
It's gross. What do you mean by bad?
Does it look like are we messing it up at all?
Yeah. No, it's getting hurt. It's not like you're, punching a brick wall. It looks hurt, just not super hurt, because conditions of things haven't been in your favor.
Yeah.
It's just been bad luck, really.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. So she yells. She goes. First, she goes. Florian, I'll bring you back. And then she runs after it.
Runs towards it.
Yeah, she runs straight towards it and takes a slash with her sword.
Okay.
And actually, yeah, she's gonna slash at it two-handed.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Florian. Nice long sword. That does hit.
Okay. But that's only 7 points of damage. Half, I'm sure.
I was gonna ask, is it magical or anything?
Yeah.
Is it? It is or it isn't?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Which she is then going to be. She's going to get ready for a second one, realize her mistake, and she is going to cast. Let me see something. Oh, no, she's not going to do that. She's not going to do that. So she's just. Oh, yeah, she is going to do that. So she's going to use her 4th level spot to cast magic weapon as a 4th level spell.
For you, how does magic weapon? Do you? So when you say that, are you invoking Mapele? How does that work?
Yeah. She just says, Mapele, help me out with this. She doesn't really have to do anything.
Ebra, help me out.
She doesn't need her
Okay.
for this one.
But it is a vocal companion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, then she's gonna take her second attack.
Okay, go for it. Hits.
Okay. And it's actually, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Shayna, I forgot.
Yeah.
Did he succeed or fail on his wisdom save when he started his turn in the?
Oh, we didn't even do that. Sorry. Yes, we'll do that now. Thank you. God, I was wondering. I felt like I was forgetting something. 8 or 8.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Okay, so for how much?
18 radiant damage.
Radiant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry
It
about that,
did
Tucker.
not like it. When that happened, it like howled.
Okay. And I am also going to.
You don't roll damage for your magic weapon.
I know I haven't yet because I
Okay.
wanted to. I'm going to use a 1st level smite
Okay.
with that. So that. That's good. Sorry, it comes out Florian because I forgot to change my name on the thing.
Okay, I just like the idea of Florian charging with a long sword.
Yeah,
Just like.
and then 3d8 plus 2 for the magic weapon. Plus that.
Okay, so for 35 total of magic damage.
Yeah, well, 17 magic damage and 18 radiant.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, Super didn't like that. First of all, when you name Mapele to bless or enchant your blade, about half of the faces that you can see start weeping openly, like just sobbing uncontrollably. And the flesh beneath your blow splits almost too easily now, as though its skin were a thin, overstuffed sausage casing, and a filthy black sludge spills out from the wound, exuding a stench you recognize from the miasma of the Ghoul Lord. So that was successful, but now there is a miasma.
Oh, okay.
It was
Well, what I see them weeping, and I actually step back, probably taking an attack of opportunity, but that shocks me. And I actually lower my sword a little bit as I see them crying.
back to trigger an attack of opportunity.
Well, it would. I'm not trying to, but
No, that's okay.
I'm just RPing.
No,
That would shock her.
His surprise or her surprise.
So,
Yeah.
so you see them weeping, and it shocks you, and you take a step back, and actually at the same time, so does it, away from you.
Okay.
That probably brings it out of range of Auntie, so if you want to take a melee attack of opportunity, you can. But
I don't have a weapon out because I'm Auntie and I never have a weapon out.
okay. I didn't think you did, but I also didn't know if your spiritual guardian worked that way. I wasn't sure.
My spiritual weapon doesn't have reactions. It's
Oh,
very
okay.
weird.
So just checking. Okay, so now it's super hurt. But it's not its turn to do anything about it. So yeah, it's Arazu now.
Oh my god, I get a turn.
You are Mr. I gotta climb the wall and be fancy and actually end up in the back of the group for a stealth thing that if you had.
Okay, first of all, that's role playing because my character sheet,
I know.
racial feature, devil may care. I'm pretty sure they named it that way for a reason.
For
You
you,
give him a wall or a mountain to climb, he's gonna climb it. It's like,
out of everyone in the world, they went, when we write this, we should keep in mind Chester.
listen, maybe I just chose it because I thought it would be fun.
It is fun. I just love that you did on the one wall I didn't do anything to. I just made a wall.
Gotta climb it. It's like, those people who see a boulder. I have to climb that boulder on my way past it. Like, there are people like that. I'm one of them.
I was just gonna say,
Gotta climb it on your way past. Okay, so Arazu, Kip's up. What's the lighting like here?
Right now, everyone is kind of in the shade of those trees that I was talking about, but there is a ton of sunlight. You just have to.
So is there shade behind this thing anywhere?
Yes, it's probably
I
in the shade right now.
I will shadow bamf to the other side of it. Because we're going to set up some flanking if I get in the turn where I can actually take an action. And now there's no one between me and it now, so I can actually, do things.
Yes, you can.
And then I will bonus action Hunter's Market.
Okay. So you are in melee range of it now, though?
That's fine, but I had used my action to get there. So,
No, I'm asking.
yeah,
Okay.
to its new location because it stepped back. I was probably intending to be further behind it, but because you said I was 30 feet and,
Yeah. You guys
You're
kind of.
the only one in melee range.
Yes.
that's fair. But I'm behind it and it is Hunter's marked.
Okay.
So it doesn't even necessarily have to know I'm there in theory.
I mean, honestly, you're so stealthy. Its passive perception is 8, so I'm gonna guess it doesn't notice you. It's a little distracted, spewing bile at the moment. Florian doesn't get a turn. Now I'm sad, and Auntie.
Oh, okay. So Auntie will take off the hat, come to Bassam. Bassam will be like, look at the saddle and pile of flowers and be like, you fucking bastard. And hold out a hand and like look at the saddle, realize it's too heavy, but then take like the heaviest collection of flowers from Florian's like mess and cast 4th level catapult on that and fling it at the At the thing. So it needs to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay.
Death by flowers.
Death by flowers. God, if only it were a little. If that. Please make that the end blow, guys. Can you organize that for me? Because I want it now.
Gonna be really sad that I wasted a hunter's mark if he does.
Dexterity roll of 4 misses.
It's almost like a Care Bear.
A
stare.
dexterity saving for. Yeah, it definitely gets hit by this.
Okay, so it gets hit by your flower pult.
Yeah, which is going to
Care Bear
be.
stare. Right out his belly.
Cataplant? Yeah. No.
4, 5. Sorry.
It's okay. We're all still.
Takes
Getting-
25 points of bludgeoning damage from the flower.
It sure does. It gets pelted by these fucking flowers and kind of staggers a bit.
I actually looked up how much a saddle weighs, and the saddle would have
Way too
weighed
much.
way too much.
Ah. Well, that's fair. You wouldn't want to get whatever it's oozing on the saddle. Okay.
That saddle's very expensive. Don't fuck up my saddle.
Does Bassam want to do anything else?
She'll go ahead and attack it with the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And back up. Because, yeah.
Back up your full 30? Or.
Yeah.
I don't know what the range is for spiritual weapon. Is it 40?
Spiritual, I can only move the spiritual weapon 20, but.
Oh, so it can't reach it then.
Oh, it can't get there.
How big is the area of it? Is it a 10 foot?
It's a melee range. It basically, like, floats along. So, but if it moved 30 feet away from it, then it can't reach it.
No, we won't say it moved a full 30 because it was just a staggered few steps back in reaction to Whiskava. So we'll say that it can reach it within the 10 feet.
Okay, 23 to hit.
23 hits. 4.
6 points of damage.
What is rolls, guys? What's happening now? All right. So that's it for Bassam.
Oh, actually, I guess I wouldn't move away from it if it was that far away from me. I would have actually moved towards it, so it starts its turn in my spirit guardians.
How far?
15 feet.
What'd you say?
Spirit guardians is a range of 15 feet.
15. Okay. You would only have to move like 5 feet forward then.
Yeah,
You really-
I moved 5 feet forward.
Okay. Doll.
Yeah, so Doll would also be taken aback by whatever the creature started spewing from its body. So it'd probably try to go for another better position tactically, move away from it, and use prestidigitation to use the area around it to make it smell like something smell and get passed out because of it. I think that's all he's going to do because he's a little taken back from it.
Just kind of imagining you as like, you know, those perfume salesmen in malls that chase after people and like, taste this. That's what I'm envisioning Doll is now, just with awful smelling salt and mint. Yeah. Basically. Okay. It is now the Corpse Abomination's turn. And it still can't do that, huh? This is not going to work the way I thought it was going to. Pylon. God damn it. You're distracting me with jokes. So, I wish I had the map because that would make this a lot easier to measure out. But with a 30-foot cone, if it angles it properly, I think it's only going to hit Auntie and Katsu.
Probably. Did it do its wisdom save?
Not yet. I'm trying to see what to... okay.
They could probably catch Wisconsin.
16? 16?
16 is a failure.
Okay. Roll damage. Having a -2 wisdom sucks. But that's very good in this.
14 points of radiant damage to it.
Okay. Nope, still can't.
What is with my damage rolls?
I don't know, but you're still chipping away at it pretty well. It's super not having a good time with you guys. Like, if that was a concern you had, it's not having a good time.
Oh.
It's kind of sad now. Yeah, instead of slamming into you, it is going to... Oh, no, it can't do that yet. Okay, no, it's going to slam into you then, because that's all it can do.
Okay.
Does that mean it moved away from me?
Actually, Actually, yes, because it doesn't know you're there. And Slam requires it to be within 10 feet, and Auntie's in 15. So you do have an attack of opportunity.
Yes.
Go for it. 23 hits. Is that for 9 bludgeoning?
Yes.
Okay. It notices.
And it is magical.
Oh, right. God damn it.
Magical fist.
That's right.
You have magical fists of fury. Thank you for mentioning
My
that.
entire body is one blessed. Free.
I'm giving you a look right now, Chester.
So am I. Okay. So it is going to basically shrug that off and continue to charge.
Of course.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Or, ooh, I'm going to go ahead and assume a 25 hits.
Yeah, definitely hits.
For 23?
23 points of bludgeoning damage? Okay.
Yes.
And now I have to make a concentration check. What did you say, 23?
Yeah. Bludgeoning.
Okay. And then
All it does is run around and slam into shit. Like, it doesn't do claws or anything.
no, I need to look up my constitution saving throw. Ugh. Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I drop it. I lose spiritual guardians.
Oh. I'm sorry. However, it does. Damn it! See, I feel bad. This is
No,
why
go ahead and roll the second attack.
What's a second attack? 18?
Shield.
Yes.
Okay.
Is 18 miss?
I shield.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, then that's it. I feel bad now.
And that's my last first level spell. Ugh.
Okay. Okay, I'm done with the corp. Okay, we're done with him now. His turn's over. I've ended it. It's Jin's turn now.
I can't handle hurting you guys anymore.
No, for real. It's always last time it was Jin, and now it's Auntie. Why do the squishy people end up in the
I'm
worst?
really not that squishy.
I know, but squishy enough that I feel bad. If this was Wiskava or like Arazu, I wouldn't feel as bad.
I want to hit it with.
I just want to throw out there that Auntie actually has a higher AC than Wiskava.
Oh, I know. I'm talking about HP though. No one has a higher HP than Wiskava.
That's true.
Go ahead, Jin.
Mind sliver. It's going to be an intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence saving throw. It doesn't have an intelligence, so this should be easy. A 15 or 15?
Fails, so it takes 2d6. Oops.
That is what you'll be doing. Rolling 2d6.
Yep. For 6, and until the start of my next turn, any saving throws minus is a d4 from it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, and if the stench is getting closer to where I am, I'm moving away. So,
The miasma is only a 10-foot diameter.
all right. Yeah, well, understanding what happened to me last time, I don't want to be in that this time. So,
Understandable. I get it. Fair reaction. Okay. So it'll be Wiskava.
Okay. So I will walk towards it. Are the faces still crying?
Half of them, yes. And those are the ones that are watching you.
Okay. I will walk towards it.
Mhm.
I will say, find it within yourself to fight. Hold the light within you and expel it out. And then I will lay on hands on Anti-Dreamgaze for... We'll pump 20.
Thank you.
Pump
Anti-Dreamgaze.
it up.
Pump it up.
And that's I am gonna walk so that I'm in melee with it,
Okay.
but I'm not gonna attack. I'm gonna use my action to give her healing hands.
Okay. Arazu,
Oh man, I get to have a full attack. Oh my goodness.
you do, but hold on, doll. What was it? I mean, it's not your turn, but
You know, the question was along the lines of when the miasma started, hasn't the creature actually moved a little bit? So does it actually keep billowing out 10 around it, and that stays in the area, and it moves, it billows out more, or do you just stop?
it's not lingering like that. It's kind of just where it is. Since it's exuded from the sludge as it drips onto the ground, it just kind of dissipates into it. It doesn't have the same effect. It's still there and it's disgusting, but it's not having the same wretched effect that it did if you were to stand in it, say, at the beginning of your turn. Okay. So now it's Razu's turn. And you are not starting your turn in that sphere of nasty
Right.
away, so you don't have to do that.
So first up, I am going to do my two base attacks, which probably do not hit because lame. And then I'm going to expend a Kai point to do a flurry of blows.
Key point. Okay.
Yep, I'm saying Kai point.
Which one hits?
1 hit out of 4.
Uh-huh. I mean,
At least it's the one that you rolled the most damage on.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, you got that, and you hit it.
Sadly, none of those were 1 either, so I can't reroll. Lame sauce.
Anything else Arazu wants to do?
Let me see if actually did dueling apply to that, because I don't know what that does. If you're wielding a melee weapon in one hand, and no other weapons. Nope, I'm not waiting. Nope, that's it. Yep.
Okay. Auntie or Basam?
Spiritual weapon again.
Okay.
17.
17 hits.
Yay!
Yay.
Hey, an actual good roll.
Yay! It is sad.
Okay, and then I'm gonna pull Jedi on those flowers again. Dexterity saving throw minus a D4 because of Jin's thing.
Right. It's minus the D4 and where'd the thing go? It's minus the D. Is this a wisdom saving throw?
Dexterity.
Oh, dexterity. Damn. Oh well. Okay, so minus 2. Oh no, minus a D4, right?
Yeah, and whatever
Minus
its dexterity save is.
So that would be a 9 minus a D4. I mean, it's going to fail it, but now I want to see what it's going to be. It got a 5. Does a 5 pass?
A 5 fails. So that was at a second level, and my last second level slot. I have 2 third level slots left.
So you fling a bunch of flowers at it. Let's say it's the last half of the flowers from Florian.
20 points of damage.
For 20 points of damage. Do you want to describe?
It's all just thorns now. Just thorns and petals and just...
Okay, so yeah, we'll say that the first throw was the petals and the leaves and the really beautiful parts of these flowers, and all that's left now are the stems and the little spikes and spines, and they all collide into the abomination. And as the abomination collapses to its knees, its flesh pulsates, releasing a fresh wave of nauseating black bile. Its faces are mostly twisted in silent, agonized screams. However, there are a handful which seem to be weeping, whispering in languages that most of you can understand. Those that are weeping are looking at Wiskava, and I can't bring myself to do the voice that I had planned because I'm a dumbass. But so here, this is what they're whispering or crying as they weep. The awful chorus trails off and it twitches hideously before slumping the rest of the way to the ground and stilling completely. You killed it with flowers, which I didn't lie. That's the actual math, but it is what I wanted, and I'm very happy that that's how that happened.
Does anyone think we can eat it?
At this point, Bassam is like literally like dry heaving. Like, I really don't think so.
There is still a miasma from it. Anyone who remains in it will need to start making con saving throws immediately.
I'm having Katsu back up away from it.
Yeah. The only other one who's within range, I believe, right now is Arazu. So it's up to you, Chester, if you want to hang out in the sludge.
No, I don't at all. Doesn't sound appealing to me even a little.
Okay.
I look over at Dreamgaze and I'm sorry, do you have fire?
I have some holy flame. I think Doll is actually more our fire person.
Yeah, what kind of fire do you need? And just like the see the flames in his eye, like pyro, kind of like, what do we need to burn? He's all about it.
Please just set him free.
Okay. So if you don't mind, I'll use cantrips. I got cantrips bonfire, and I got cantrips sacred flame, just a little bit speckled in there.
Okay. The only thing I will specify, Doll, since we haven't figured out your deity yet, it's not that's not your gift. You can use these spells, that's fine, but it's not the special one we talked about you possibly having.
Right,
That's all I
so
gotta specify because we haven't figured that out yet.
yeah, no worries. I'll just use bonfire then.
Okay, and that's fine. It takes a second. Like, something about the sludge doesn't seem to want to ignite, but once it does, it burns like you would expect a body of half-rotting flesh to burn. It still smells awful.
Bassam will like kind of fall off of Katsu a little bit after away from getting away, and then we'll be like, I really hate to do this, but Auntie is really tired, and honestly, I'm not in the best shape right now. Do you think we could rest a little bit?
Who wants to take a conveniently timed bit of break? Maybe a short or long nap.
I could go for some meditation.
Yeah.
Well, since everyone's had a chance to get a little appetite, why don't you guys take a quick nap and I'll make something up for you?
Just don't make it out of that. Pointing
Well,
to the
I know
boat.
you guys said you don't want to try any, but I'll take that in consideration and I'll agree with you.
Well, before we start resting, those hedges, how tall are they?
They vary. They can be anywhere from 3 feet to 15 feet. Like,
I'm just going to levitate up to 20 feet and just make sure there's nothing else going to be coming out of it.
give me a perception roll, please. You don't see anything.
All right. Yeah, and if that's the case, then I'm just going to float down and think that it's okay to rest, apparently. I am going to take one of my swords that I have, because I have two. One of them is my pack weapon, and one of them is my hex blade. And I'm going to take the pack weapon, and I'm going to just turn it into a longbow.
Okay.
So I have it because it uses a full action and not a bonus action. So in combat, it's hard to change it back and forth without wasting an entire turn. So
fair. No, I get it. Okay.
Bassam is just going, like, it's not even really setting up tent. It's just like on the grass or whatever we're on, and it's just like spread eagle on the ground. Like, she doesn't look particularly wounded, but she looks exhausted right now.
Yeah. Are you anticipating, is this a short or a long rest?
So I'm actually fine with either one of them. Obviously, a long rest would benefit me the most because I get a lot of my spell slots back, but I don't know what time of day it is, so I don't know how.
Right now.
I'm sorry?
It's just afternoon.
Okay. Like,
But
Late
we're not in
afternoon?
any kind of hurry, so if you'd like to rest, we're here to investigate. You know what I mean? So
You
whatever.
were to take a long rest right now, which is what, 8 hours or 6 hours?
8 hours.
It is 8 hours? Okay, if you were to rest for the 8 hours, it would take you solidly into nighttime. Because you are in the afternoon now.
Well,
So it would be night by the time you
okay.
felt refreshed.
Then we could do all the investigating at night when it's spookier.
And my complete lack of dark vision will be so useful. But yeah, as I said, like, so Bassam will go with whatever the group wants, but we'll definitely rest as long as humanly possible.
Okay. I will just say, as you're laying there chilling, like I mentioned before, the weeds that were everywhere are still there. All I'll say is they feel a lot softer than you expected. And when you roll for healing, give yourself 1 extra free hit die.
Ooh, fancy pants.
I wish Alaris was here. God damn it.
So Wiskava is not. She doesn't want to like ditch everybody and break the. But she is going to go a little farther in. She basically just doesn't want to waste her see invisibility or her magic sword, which both expire in an hour. So she's just kind of.
Arizu will ghost along and accompany her on this scout.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you want to take that hour of rest or hour while you still have those abilities, that would be more than enough time to scout the entire perimeter of the courtyard if you wanted to do it carefully, AE stealthily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arizu will accompany her,
How many of you are doing that?
but he will do it.
If they're going scouting, I'm going to stay with where
Rolling horribly.
Anti-Dream Gaze is staying and Doll's staying just to keep an eye out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And while I'm cooking stuff and warm things are warming up and me making it, I'll start making the tent for Dream Gaze so she can move into it when it's ready.
I was going to say just build it over her since she's already...
I can do that too. I think she'd get mad at me, but I can try.
Like,
Just
literally, Bassam is like, especially after as soft as the weeds are, like, she's passed the fuck out.
Mhm.
She's,
It feels like one of those really nice woven quilts.
yeah, she's just like, and starts like snoring, but not like the cute snore, like the horrible chainsaw, like
That deep
like you're
snore.
not entirely sure how a woman this small could make that sound.
Makes such a bellowing noise, yeah. Okay, yeah, you set up the tent expertly over Auntie without waking her or disturbing the weeds. Very nice, very nice. It's half in the shade, the temperature's really comfortable, everything about the situation's very nice. Wiskava, I need a stealth and perception roll from you as well, if you and Arazu are.
Mine are up there for you, Shanna. They're
I
horrible.
know, I see that, thank you.
I just have high modifiers. I don't roll well.
Yeah, what's going on with you? You're rolling like me. Why are you doing that?
Because you're not here.
No.
You're on the other side of the GM
Well,
screen.
there's my shitty perception.
God damn it, Wiskava.
You're just as good as
And-
me.
I do have see invisibility, so
My
I know you do. I know.
My passive perception is higher than my roll. That should
so
count.
what's
Yes.
funny is my stealth at disadvantage is still a 20 with my +1 modifier. But
Everyone, check out my roll for my short rest.
Did you get your extra
Wow.
Yes, it is.
that's amazing.
Oh,
That's amazing. You did add the 20 from the lay on hands, though. That I
Yeah,
gave
yeah,
you
yeah.
at the end, right?
I'm not bad right now. I'm just.
I'm gonna say, if you need assistance, there's the other priest here that could probably hook you up a little bit.
okay, well, hold on.
I
Let's.
honestly was like hedging my bets. I'm like, I think I can get up to full with this roll. Nope.
Okay. Bye, Terry. All right. So, God damn it with your rolls, guys. Okay, so as you're moving relatively stealthily, that's going well.
Oh, actually, I am up to full because yeah, aid would have dropped out. So yeah, I'm back up to full.
Okay, there you go. So it was a good nap. Okay, so yeah, Arazu and Wiskava, you're not making a bunch of noise as you walk around. That's going decently well. Wiskava, you're not noticing anything in particular specifically that would, I don't know, be revealed only to you through the see invisibility. Sorry, you rolled a 10.
I know.
Rolled a 10. But Irazu,
Yes.
where did I have notes on the thing. Let me go find the thing so I can back that's a good way to describe it. So you guys came from this kind of southeast spot, right?
Mhm.
That was where the gate was, and you moved. Ooh, whoa. That's not what I
You're on
want.
the wrong layer.
I know. I'm fixing it. Hold on.
I was helping.
I fixed it.
I diagnosed your problem. I'm an IT.
I know. I appreciate it. So you entered here. This was the gate, and that was where the abomination was, and this is the temple. What you see as you're making your way, I'm pretending you're going counterclockwise because that's what looks good in my brain. You, Arazu, find broken branches here
Here.
on the ground in such a way that they're clearly broken because of movement, not just
And that's not where I landed earlier.
no, because you did it right next to the gate over here.
Okay, just making sure.
No, that's why
You found your own tracks.
I
Idiot.
wanted to draw it out for you. You definitely left some scuff marks in the long layers of dust and
Gotcha.
grime that accumulate from having a building cease.
I will gesture for Wiskava's attention and gesture her over, kneel down and point with the eyes to that, and then in the direction it looks like the movement went.
Okay. I look in that direction.
You guys,
I first walk over there. I'm like,
like what?
huh?
Use your words.
It's not catching on to your gesturing with the. But as you got, well, let me. Okay,
Do you
no.
want perception or do you want survival for tracking, or what would you like?
I want survival for tracking.
Good freaking lord.
Does Wisconsin want to roll a survival for tracking?
No.
You never know.
Survival. Muskava wants to give Arazu advantage by helping Arazu.
You want to help Arazu?
Yep.
Give him the 15.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are fucking fine. You see it. You just see a trail of broken branches, as if something had moved amongst the treetops from the wall into the not castle.
Very well.
There are no footprints on the ground. Someone clearly scaled the wall like you did, but instead of landing, was able to move treetop to treetop.
You said that was not possible.
I said it wasn't possible for you.
That doesn't make any sense. Fine. Whatever. I'm a way better climber than whoever that was.
Now he's all mad.
I will point out that somebody else pulled a Tarzan, just like I did in the first session of this game, and went treetop to treetop and ended up over there.
All I'm going to say is that I didn't say that whatever made this trail was climbing.
Treetop to treetop?
You don't know what that means.
It's a giant sugar glider. We're gonna be fighting a dire
flying
sugar
squirrel.
Why
glider.
don't you think you're immediately fighting the sugar glider? Have you met me? Why would I make you fight some?
Asian sun puppies. We're not here to make pets.
That's true.
It's just
because
gonna
I
be an
immediately-
undead giant sugar glider, and horrific.
Well, now I'm gonna make that. Why would you do that? That's what I'm gonna do now. So you see that trail?
I explained to Wiskava my readings and what I think I see.
Okay. You can definitely determine there was movement there, and it just never reached the ground. Whatever it was, only disturbed at the tops of the trees. So
Yeah. I mean,
Shall we
keeps going.
okay.
keep an eye on the door during our long break?
Okay. All you guys really found
Are
on
we just? How long of a break are they taking?
you
Just
had,
a short rest.
yeah,
That's right.
as long as possible was the hope, but
Yeah,
Well, if it's a short rest, I'm not going to do anything. If it's a long rest, I'm going to use a spell slot before I begin my long rest.
that I leave up to you guys.
because if we do the long rest, we're going to be investigating in the middle of the night. That's what we have to decide.
It begins light anyway. It's not like the sun's gonna be on our side. is it?
It doesn't matter to me because I can see in darkness, so
Exactly.
I have devil sight. So
Well,
doesn't matter.
considering I haven't rolled above like a 7,
Our wizard cannot, though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
to be fair, I haven't rolled above a 7 on any of my perception rolls, so don't worry about my lack of. Apparently, I can't see in daylight, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm thinking
The glasses.
distracted.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of shit going on. Auntie's got some other stuff in her head.
She forgot to bring her reading glasses. She's bifocals haven't been invented yet.
Talk to Guy. He made Jin's sunglasses.
I'll just cast dancing lights for Auntie Dreamgaze over and over and over again while we're walking around.
If you guys want to just call it a short rest, that's fine. I'll let you do that. When you make your little trek around, all you can really see is that the abomination has clearly been kind of tearing through here, but nothing really else. You don't see any other bodies, not like the caravan where there were, people who had clearly been attacked. This thing is just kind of there and seems to have been pacing around in here like it was a pen. That's really it. You don't see the other broken bits of chain that were attached to it or anything like that. So, ta-da! You guys complete your short rest.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Nothing happens.
Yay!
Auntie, you wake up in an insanely comfortable situation. You're on a very soft, comfortable quilt of magic weeds that sped your healing, and underneath a tent that was expertly set up above you. And you guys have food that
I am going to try to gather some of the weeds and identify them.
Okay.
Do you want to roll on that? Do you want me to
Yeah,
roll?
if you give me a nature roll.
Okay.
Or if you want to use something else, arcane or whatever, just let me know which one it is, because that'll change the information.
Let's do.
Any of
I don't. Okay, we'll do Arcana because apparently, despite me being a witch, I didn't take nature. 12. I'm super good at this, guys.
You're having a great night. It's definitely a plant. It definitely has magical properties. That's very clear. You can't really ascertain much more about the details of that magic or what it might be used for, but you know that it assisted in healing you.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna.
And they don't shrivel up and die when you pull them from the ground, much like with Skava earlier. They remain as they were, little pretty blossoms and.
Well, I'm gonna get up and start heading out. But Scott actually has to log. So.
Okay.
Night, everybody.
Night, Scott. Tell Becca we were thinking about her.
Yes.
We'll do.